What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Matt Pig and Matt here for the Dimension Force, or Dimension Chaos, whatever the hell this new set, Dimension Force sneak peek tournament. And at this locals that I went to, they let us use the new cards. And this guy right here went undefeated and got 4th place with what deck?
Predaplant.
Let's show them the sauce.
Alright, so starting off, the generally best starter in the deck is 3 Predaplant over Scorpio. Simply put, you discard a monster on normal or special, and then you summon any Predaplant from deck, which is usually Darlington Cobra, but we'll get to that later. 3 Predaplant Clamato Sundew. This is just a fusion summon on a monster, which can be summoned from deck.
Thank you, by the way. I was your free entry.
3 of the new Frog. The Frog is, again, a fusion spell, but it does it from the pen scale, which is awesome. And with another card, it can use itself as a material. 3 Biblisp. When it hits the graveyard, it searches for any Predaplant monster, and there's quite a few ways to send it to the graveyard. 2 Lone Fire Blossom. As a plant deck, this card is obviously really good, and I was mainly just filling slots when I put it in, and that's why there's only 2. 2 Darlingtonia Cobra. This is generally what you summon off of Ophrah Scorpio, and on summon it by a Predaplant effect, it searches for any fusion or polymerization spell cards. 1 Predaplant Saraceniant. If it's sent from the field to the graveyard by a card effect, it can search for a Predap card. So that's any of the monsters or any of the spell traps. Praaaaants. This is the one that, while it's in the scale, monsters in my scales can be used as if they were monsters on the field for fusion summons.
Interesting.
1 Stay Sailor Romarin.
You're gonna have to explain this one.
Okay,
people.
so I'll just put this guy here. I'm running a branded engine, obviously, and she is the light monster for when I'm making the 1 fusion monster. And when she hits the graveyard by that, she will send Biblisp from my deck to my graveyard, thus searching a Predaplant, making branded fusion a genuine starter.
Boss.
Obviously, the Albaz is only there for the fusions. This is the only hand trap in the deck. 3 Ash Blossom. Predapractice, crazy good card. It summons a Predaplant from your hand and then searches any Predap card. So that can be, again, a monster or a spell trap. But for the rest of the turn, you can only summon fusions from the extra deck. 3 Branded Fusion for fairly obvious reasons. It's a fusion deck. Why not? 3 Dark Ruler No More. This deck definitely likes going second, so this can help break boards more easily.
Because you don't have Forbidden Droplet?
Yes. Also, I probably would run that over, because I don't like sending stuff from my hand.
Fair enough.
2 Super Poly. Again, I was mainly just filling slots. This would normally be a 1 of, but I like it at 2, honestly.
I think there's enough branded to justify it.
1 Ultra Poly. It uses monsters on field to fusion summon by paying 2k. It's like Super Poly and can't be responded to, and you can banish it and target a monster you summoned with it to summon back the materials.
Bust.
1 Predaprime Fusion. This is similar to Super Poly. It's a quick play. It can use 1 monster your opponent controls to summon a Dark Fusion monster.
Huh.
1 Predaponics. This is a continuous that once per turn can summon a level 4 lower Predaplant from the graveyard, but its effects are negated. And during my standby phases, I pay 800 or destroy it. Predapruning. This is just premature burial for Predaplant monsters. So it just summons them back, and it's really good, and it's searchable.
Huh.
1 Vanilla Poly, because fusion deck kinda need it. And lastly, 1 Instant Fusion, which summons one of the new cards, and the new card is a very good starter in and of itself.
And all of these are searchable, basically.
Yes. Now onto the extra deck. 2 Verte Anaconda. Did not summon him once.
So you'll probably drop one of them?
Yes, at least 1.
For the fusion monster that didn't get pulled today?
Yes. 1 Mundragon of the Swamp. It's super poly target, pretty simple, can prevent my opponent from imperming or valoring me, which is nice. 2 of the new level 5, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'm looking at it upside down. This is what I instant fusion. On summon, it searches a Predap card, and it is Lone Fire Blossom, but it can also tribute an opponent's monster with a Predator counter on it. 2 Chimera Flesia. This could easily go down to 1. Yeah. It can, once per turn, target a monster on the field with an equal or lower level to it, and banish that monster. If it battles, the opponent's monster loses 1,000 attack, and it gains 1,000 attack. And the most useful effect, generally, is while it's in the graveyard, if it was sent there last turn, during the standby phase, I can search any fusion or polymerization spell card. And that is not a normal spell, so it can search stuff like...
Super Poly.
Yes, and in the past, Refusion. 1 Dragostapelia. This is simply the only interruption the deck really puts out, generally. And it's also really good because it just puts Predator counters on the opponent's stuff. 1 Starting Venom Fusion Dragon. I don't think I actually used Super Poly to make this guy once, but I did make him a lot. He is a surprisingly good card for breaking boards, even when not using him for Super Poly.
His name should be Predaplant.
Yes. 2 Triphiovertum. This is another one that could easily go down to 1, but again, I don't think I Super Poly'd him once. I just kept using normal fusion stuff. He stops a summon from the extra deck and can summon him back if my opponent has a monster with a Predator counter. Oh, also, for OTKs, he gains attack equal to the original attack of all monsters other than himself with Predator counters, so he can get really, really big. Oh, Guardian Chimera. I really messed up once by summoning him with Clamato Sundew, but fun fact, his effect only activates when he's summoned with a spell card. So I could not activate his effect at that point. This is really good for going second because it can pop a bunch of stuff and also draw a card generally, since you want to do 2 monsters and 2 field, 1 hand. And then the minimal branded engine. I summon one of these guys with branded fusion. They fuse into this guy, and this guy sends the other one to banish a monster on the field.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it for the extra deck.
Show the side deck real quick,
Yep.
and then some final thoughts.
In the side deck, this was not planned at all. It's kind of random. 2 Lancia, 1 Pancratops, 3 Droll, a 3rd copy of Super Poly if I'm playing against like Branded or something, 2 Lightning Storm because I only have 2, Red Reboot, 2 Solemn Judgment, and 3 Evenly Matched.
All right. So, before anybody asks, why no Layer of Darkness?
Why would I?
I don't know.
I just don't think it's that good. It's not very consistent.
All right. Any final thoughts on the deck?
It's really fun. Play it. I wish I had the good fusion monster, but nobody pulled it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
All right. So, Undefeated Predaplant
Yeah.
deck profile.
Yep.
From
Undefeated.
Kirk Zielinski. This has been Pig and Meh signing out.